Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Viktor Frankl. You've been working, striving, doing what you're supposed to do. But lately, a question keeps echoing. Am I wasting my life? You look at your daily routine, your choices, even your achievements, and wonder if they really matter. Is this leading somewhere meaningful, or are you just moving in circles, busy but empty? That question hurts, because it's not just about success, it's about significance. Viktor Frankl would tell you that this doubt is not your enemy. It's an invitation to realign your life with a deeper why. He believed that life's meaning isn't handed to you. It's created through your response to life's questions. If you feel lost, it's not because life is empty. It's because you haven't yet found the mission that makes your struggle sacred. Marcus Aurelius would answer with stoic calm. He'd remind you that no external success can validate your life. What matters is whether your actions align with virtue. For Marcus, a life is well lived not by outcome, but by how you live, with integrity, discipline, and justice. Two voices. One calls you to purpose, the other to presence. Both offer you a way to stop wasting your life. There's a quiet fear that creeps in as time passes. Am I wasting my life? It's not always loud, but it's persistent. You look around and see others chasing success, happiness, meaning, and you wonder if you're falling behind. You're busy, productive even, but something feels hollow. You keep asking yourself, is this all there is, or am I missing something deeper? This fear often arises when external markers of success fail to satisfy. You achieve goals, yet the fulfillment is fleeting. Or worse, you realize you're stuck in routines that no longer inspire you. The world praises hustle, but you feel disconnected. That dissonance creates an inner crisis, a sense that life is slipping through your fingers, unnoticed and unlived. You fear not failure, but wasting your limited time on the wrong things. Viktor Frankl would meet this fear with a challenge. Stop asking if life is giving you enough. Start asking what life is expecting from you. He believed that life constantly questions us through our circumstances. The key isn't to pursue happiness, but to respond with purpose. Happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue, he wrote. Feeling lost is a sign, not of failure, but of an unanswered call to meaning. For Frankl, wasting your life doesn't mean lacking success. It means lacking responsibility towards something greater than yourself. Whether it's another person, a cause or a mission, meaning arises when you choose to serve beyond your own comfort. Your life gains weight when it becomes an answer to something important. The question is not, am I wasting my life? But, am I living in response to what truly matters? Marcus Aurelius would answer the same question from a different angle. He'd remind you that life's value isn't measured by achievements or excitement. It's measured by alignment with virtue. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, he wrote. You're not wasting your life if you are living rightly, acting with justice, courage, temperance, wisdom. To Marcus, every day offers a chance to practice these virtues. That practice is what makes life meaningful, regardless of outcomes. While Frankl calls you to find a unique personal mission, Marcus grounds you in the discipline of the present moment. He wouldn't ask you to chase external validation. He'd ask you, are you doing what's in your control today? Are you acting as a good person here and now? To Marcus, wasting life happens not when you fail to achieve, but when you fail to act rightly in the face of opportunity. Both perspectives free you from the tyranny of comparison. Frankl teaches that meaning is personal and situational. It's found where your responsibility lies. Marcus teaches that virtue is universal and always accessible, in thought, word, and deed. One asks for a cause, the other for character. But both agree. Wasting life happens when you drift, disconnected from both. The real tragedy isn't living an ordinary life. It's living unconsciously, without purpose or virtue. Frankl invites you to reconnect with meaning through service. Marcus invites you to sharpen your daily actions with intention. Together, they offer a path out of existential paralysis. Not through dramatic change, but through conscious alignment. So when that fear whispers again, Am I wasting my life? Stop. Breathe. Ask Frankl's question. What is life asking of me now? Ask Marcus's question. How can I act rightly? In this moment, your answer will define whether your life is wasted or truly lived. The fear of wasting your life often paralyzes because it feels too big. You start thinking in extremes, changing careers, moving cities, reinventing everything. But both Frankl and Marcus would warn against this obsession with drastic overhauls. They would tell you, the change doesn't start outside. It starts with how you respond to the present. Fulfillment isn't found in chaos. It's built in small, meaningful choices. For Viktor Frankl, the antidote to this fear is responsibility, with meaning. He believed life's demands are always personal. What feels like wasting time is often a sign that you're disconnected from what matters most to you. His solution: identify where your life touches others through work, relationships, or service, and take ownership of that connection. Meaning arises when your actions answer a need beyond your ego. Marcus Aurelius, grounded in Stoicism, would have you stop searching for external validation. He'd tell you you're wasting life only when you fail to act with virtue. Even in routine, even in small roles, you can cultivate justice, patience, courage. He'd ask, are you present in what you're doing? Are you acting with integrity, or are you drifting? To Marcus, a life aligned with virtue is never wasted, regardless. Self-recognition. Both reject the fantasy that purpose is found in dramatic life shifts. Frankl invites you to deepen your current reality by connecting it to something meaningful. Marcus challenges you to refine how you engage with each task, however small. One elevates your why, the other sharpens your how. Together, they teach that a wasted life is not a matter of scale, but of disconnection. This reframing is liberating. You no longer need to chase extraordinary moments to feel alive. Frankl shows that meaning is situational, found in how you respond to suffering, love, or duty. Marcus shows that every moment is an arena for virtue, no matter how mundane. You stop wasting your life when you stop waiting for better circumstances and start showing up fully to the ones you have. But this shift requires vigilance. The drift into meaninglessness happens subtly. It's easy to become so focused on outcomes that you forget the quality of your actions. Frankl would have you ask, is my life in service to something greater? Marcus would have you ask, am I embodying virtue in this task right now? These questions pull you back from drifting. In truth, life is always asking for your participation. Frankl reminds you that meaning is created in response to life's questions. Marcus grounds you by reminding you that action, not reflection, alone defines a well-lived life. Reflection is important, but action is where meaning becomes real. You forgive the past, you embrace the present, you shape the future, one small intentional act at a time. So when you feel lost in the fear of wasting your life, pause, stop chasing more. Instead, ask, where can I serve today? Frankl, how can I act rightly right now? Marcus. That's where life stops being wasted and starts being truly lived. One of the biggest traps of modern life is believing that a meaningful life must be impressive. Social media, success culture, even self-help trends push the idea that unless you're achieving grand, visible milestones, you're falling behind. Viktor Frankl would warn, this is a recipe for emptiness. Meaning is not measured by scale, but by depth of connection. Even a quiet life can be profoundly meaningful when lived in response to real human needs. Frankl's entire philosophy rests on the idea that meaning is found in three ways: through creating work or deeds, through experiencing love or beauty, and through the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. None of these require fame, wealth, or constant reinvention. They require presence, responsibility, and courage. You stop wasting your life when you live it in response to these opportunities, no matter how small they seem. Marcus Aurelius would challenge you to stop asking if your life is impressive and start asking if your actions are aligned with nature and virtue. For him, every role, whether emperor or servant, carries dignity when performed with excellence. Don't hanker after what you don't have. Instead, fix your attentions on the finest and best that you have, and imagine how much you would long for these if they weren't in your possession. To Marcus, gratitude and disciplined action are antidotes to existential drift. Both Frankl and Marcus converge on a powerful truth. You are not wasting your life when you are living it with intention and integrity. It doesn't matter if the world applauds. What matters is that you are answering the call of your own conscience and responsibility. A meaningful life is not given. It's built, deliberately, through small daily acts of presence and purpose. But this isn't automatic. It requires you to fight against the drift of distraction and comparison. Frankl would tell you to refocus on your unique task, the responsibility that only you can fulfill in this moment. Marcus would tell you to bring your attention back to the present duty, to do what is necessary, not what is glamorous. Both demand that you reclaim ownership of your time and choices. In a world obsessed with novelty, Marcus teaches the power of consistency. He reminds you that excellence is not in variety, but in how well you perform your given role. Frankl complements this by showing that meaning is not in constant excitement, but in profound connection to what matters most to you. Together, they dismantle the lie that fulfillment comes from constant reinvention. This perspective is liberating. You realize that your life isn't wasted because it's ordinary. It's only wasted if you live it disconnected from purpose and virtue. Frankl invites you to anchor your actions in meaning. Marcus invites you to refine your actions through discipline. Both offer you a way out of the fear of wasting your life by focusing on who you are becoming through what you do. So the next time you ask, "Am I wasting my life?" stop. Shift the question to, "Am I living in response to meaning?" Frankl, am I acting rightly in this moment? Marcus, the answers you build through action will matter far more than the fears that keep you stuck. The fear of wasting life often makes people restless. You feel you must change cities, careers, relationships. But Frankl and Marcus both point to a deeper truth. It's not where you are, but how you're living where you are that counts. Running away from your current life won't fill the void. Reconnecting with meaning and acting with virtue, however, will. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that every situation, even the most mundane or painful, holds the potential for meaning. He calls this the attitudinal value of life. Even when you can't change your circumstances, you can always choose your attitude. That choice of courage, of love, of responsibility turns routine existence into a meaningful life. You stop wasting time when you start responding with purpose to what's already in front of you. Marcus Aurelius echoes this with his stoic rigor. He teaches that your duty is always here and now. You don't wait for ideal conditions to live rightly. You practice virtue where you are with what you have. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. For Marcus, obstacles are not excuses to feel stuck. They are invitations to sharpen your character. Both Frankl and Marcus dismantle the illusion that fulfillment lies elsewhere. Frankl would ask, "What task, no matter how small, is life presenting me with today?" Marcus would ask, "How can I execute my role with excellence and integrity, regardless of recognition?" These questions pull you out of existential drift and into intentional living. The key lesson is that a life is not wasted when lived with conscious response to reality. Frankl's meaning and Marcus's virtue both require active participation. You're not wasting your life when you are engaging with it, not passively enduring, but actively shaping each moment through purpose or principle. This mindset frees you from comparison. You stop measuring your life by other people's standards and start measuring it by your alignment with your own values. Frankl teaches you to look outward, to serve something greater. Marcus teaches you to look inward, to align with virtue. Both paths intersect in deliberate, meaningful action. When you embrace this, even the simplest days carry weight. Washing dishes becomes an act of mindfulness. Helping a colleague becomes an act of service. Resisting distraction becomes an act of self-mastery. These small moments compounded build a life that is anything but wasted. The difference between a wasted life and a fulfilled one isn't visible from the outside. It's felt internally, in the quiet satisfaction of knowing you're living with purpose and discipline. Frankl and Marcus won't promise you fame or glory. They promise you something deeper, a life lived in harmony with meaning and virtue, regardless of external recognition. So next time you feel lost, don't look for a bigger stage. Look for a deeper connection to your current role. Ask Frankl's question, what meaning can I bring to this moment? And Marcus's, how can I act justly, wisely, and fully now? That's how you stop wasting your life and start living it with weight. The fear of wasting your life is a signal, not a verdict. It's your conscience asking for realignment. Viktor Frankl would tell you, this discomfort is life inviting you to create meaning where you are. It's not about grand gestures. It's about answering life's daily questions with responsibility. Every small deliberate act in service of something greater makes your life meaningful, no matter how ordinary it looks from the outside. Marcus Aurelius would approach this fear with his signature stoic clarity. He'd remind you that you only ever own the present moment. You don't control legacy, fame, or even tomorrow. What you do control is your choice to act with virtue here and now. Justice, courage, temperance, wisdom, practiced today are what give your life weight. You stop wasting time the moment you choose to embody these values. Both Frankl and Marcus dismantle the illusion that a meaningful life is somewhere out there. Meaning is constructed moment by moment through response, Frankl, and discipline. Marcus, you don't need a new life to stop wasting the one you have. You need a new way of inhabiting the life you're already living. This is liberating. You're no longer trapped by comparison, status, or endless self-doubt. Frankl invites you to anchor your life in service, to love, to others, to a cause bigger than yourself. Marcus calls you to refine your character, through focus, through practice, through daily acts of virtue. Both offer you agency, both pull you out of paralysis, but this transformation doesn't happen passively. You must fight against the drift. Frankl would tell you to find your unique responsibility. Marcus would tell you to execute your role excellently, no matter how small. This is where wasted life ends, in the conscious choice to engage with purpose and precision. A life is wasted not when it's simple, but when it's lived unconsciously. When you drift, disconnected from meaning and virtue, but when you respond to your reality with intention, serving what matters, acting with integrity, your life, however quiet, becomes rich with depth. This reframing changes everything. The anxiety fades. You no longer chase some distant future where life finally matters. You realize your life matters now, the moment you live it with purpose and virtue. The difference between wasting your life and fulfilling it is not in scale, it's in connection. So when you hear that question again, am I wasting my life? Answer with action. Frankl's challenge, what is life asking of me today? Marcus's challenge, how can I live rightly in this very moment? Those answers, lived not just thought, are what build a life without regret. The fear of wasting your life is not a curse, it's a signal. Viktor Frankl teaches that you stop wasting life when you take responsibility for creating meaning. Marcus Aurelius shows that you live fully by aligning every action with virtue, no matter how small. One invites you to serve something greater, the other to refine your character through discipline. You don't need to change everything to stop wasting your life. You need to change how you respond to each moment. Start with purpose. Anchor yourself in virtue. That's where a life truly lived begins. If this message resonated, subscribe to Purpose Through Pain. We explore how ancient wisdom turns modern struggles into strength. Comment below. Do you resonate more with Frankl's purpose or Marcus's? Discipline. Share this with someone questioning their path. It might be the clarity they need.